Kaitlyn in my hometown of Durham, North Carolina. This is See More Better with Cancer Ribbon Eyewear, a company devoted to the awareness and support of all cancers, but it doesn't stop there. I was showing Kaitlyn my collection. Well, for one, I showed her my Christian eyewear that you can get with a silver or gold cross in several colors. Then I showed her my wife halfway through this project said, well, if you can put a cross on the side, can you put a pink ribbon on the frames? So, because her family has been devastated by breast cancer, so my wife has her own collection. While I was showing Kaitlyn and her mom this collection, she pointed out that Kaitlyn has complex regional pain syndrome, and which is a reoccurring acute debilitating pain that just does not go away, comes out of the blue, is a nuisance, and that is an orange ribbon. So instead of a pink ribbon, I had a pair custom made for Kaitlyn. I took it somewhere to be hand painted, and that color is orange. So we're doing this now. This is, let me flip it over to here, Cancer Ribbon Eyewear, designed in USA by, well, I shouldn't say by me, by my wife, my loving wife. And the model number is called Pray for the Cure. It's in a 52 eye size, and I'll tell you more about this frame in just a moment. But let me begin by, oh, by the way, they all come with a polarized magnetic clip-on. How cool is that? So, the magnet is so good, you can see how it grabs hold of the case, the metal that's in the case. But let me start working on the lenses. I am a licensed optician. I'll be cutting the lenses today, and for anyone else who wants a pair, but I can talk more while these are cutting. So let me pop out the original demo lenses. I need to assign a barcode number to this job so that years from now, should Kaitlyn ever move away, she can email me a copy of her new prescription, and I can mail the lenses directly into her home, and she will see how to install them. But let me do that. I'm going to assign the barcode 3283, or as I like to say, Kaitlyn, you are now Secret Agent 3283. And I'm going to hit it. It's going to be stored in the database in the cloud with millions of other jobs. I'm going to hit the start button, and as you can see, a little stylus is going to pop up, go around, trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at Cancer Ribbon Eyewear, essentially you're home to free prescription lenses. You buy any frame that I offer, and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they're prescription or not. Now, Kaitlyn, she needs a prescription, but now if you're using a health savings account flex card, I have to take the payment over the phone. I use PayPal through my website, and then PayPal takes MasterCard, Visa, American Express, Discover, any other forms of payment. There's now some third-party ones that let you make equalized payments through whichever that is, and PayPal will accept all of those. But for the health savings account, I do need to take that over the phone. Now, I do not accept any vision insurance plans. There's just too many of them, but upon request, I can provide an itemized receipt for you so that you'll get your reimbursement from your insurance company in the form of a check. Just submit the receipt that I will email to you, and you can get reimbursed that way. So I'm going to move on to the next screen. That is the shape of the lens that I'll be cutting. When it pops up there, I need to enter her pupillary distance, which is 32 for the right eye. The computer starts at 32.5. So I'm going to tap this minus button once. It's going to go down in 0.5 millimeter increments to that. I do want to raise the optical center height up to 21. I grab my pen out of my pocket. I'm going to go 2.5 millimeters above center and cut it at 21 millimeters high. These are polycarbonate lenses with anti-glare. Your right eye prescription reads minus 175, minus 50 at 007. Which I can't help but start singing. Dun 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 dun. Yes, I am silly. Thank you for asking. So I'm going to put the axis wheel on 007, which is 3 tick marks away from 10. Turn the thing on. Again, minus 175, minus 50, minus 175, minus 50 at 007. Take the lens out of the protective packet. Actually make sure everything's on 0 first. Put the power drum on minus 175. Yes, I smashed my thumb in a screen door over the weekend, and now I have that weird thing on there and some ink. Let me dry the ink off. Okay, oops, I just smeared it. But don't look at my thumb. I'm self-conscious of it. No, don't look at... Guys, how many times do I have to ask you, don't look at my thumb? So, put the lens in, rotate it until the spherical component comes into view first. By the way, it was not my most graceful thing, closing a door and getting it smashed in there. But if I'm alive to complain about it, I'm doing okay. I'm in much better shape than most. So, I'm going to put 3 dots on these lenses. Can you guys see those at home? Uno, dos, ocho. Ooh, I think I mathed wrong. I'm going to put an aura on that one for the right lens. And let me do the same thing now for the left lens. Minus 50, minus 1, minus 50, minus 1 at 156. Turn the axis wheel to 156. Take the lens out of the protective packet. Put the power drum on minus 50. Rotate the lens until the spherical component of the prescription comes into view first, which is the minus 50. I want to check the astigmatism correction, which I'll explain all of that later. Exactly what astigmatism means. But I can give you, 90% of people have astigmatism, and there's a way you can tell if you're ever going to need to wear glasses in your life. Are you sleepy when you wake up or before you go to bed? Are you hungry just before you eat? Well, in that case, you may have to wear glasses at some point in your life. So I'm going to put an L on this lens, which is Latin, which means not right. Now, if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, it's a bad joke, but you'll be telling it in the morning. No, wait, that goes there. So, did I mention free bad jokes with the purchase of any pair of glasses? So this is a block, or as I like to call it, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I need 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got them here. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to line this up on the first one, throw that on the platform, do the same thing now. I'm being distracted by this. I've got black-thumbed. It's better than being caught red-handed. So, pull the paperweight to make the black side sticky. That little silver button on the back is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice today. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. And the reason I put those 3 dots on there, it tells me the lens is oriented in there just perfectly. That blue cross is the geometric center of the frame. Your eye is just above that and inset. So I'm going to get those 3 dots laid in there perfectly. I'm going to hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right, which I can identify with because I ain't right neither. So, pull the paperweight, make black side sticky, line up the magnet, pupillary distance, which is the width of your eyes, starting at the bridge of your nose, going outward in each direction. It was 32 for the right eye, 32.5 for the left. So I'm going to tap that button 1 time to bring it back up to 32.5, same optical center height of 21. Get everything lined up in there perfectly. And hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place the block onto the left lens. Oh, and there's one more thing I wanted to mention. Today is the last day of November. November is Complex Regional Pain Syndrome Month, so I was glad I was able to get this done at the last minute for Kaitlyn. And because she's been waiting, getting these hand painted with her color on there. And if anyone wants other colors, I can do that. I did the same thing after Alex Trebek died. I painted a purple ribbon. Oh, I didn't. I got the purple ribbon painted on there for pancreatic cancer awareness. And if there's any ones out there you want, white for lung cancer, gold for pediatric cancer, I can do that for you. Just go to the contact me page of the website. Let me know what color you want. Again, I have the pink ribbon ready to go in 3 colors, black, tortoise, and purple. All of them come with a matching clip on. The purple comes with a purple clip with a brown polarized lens. The black and tortoise come with a gray polarized that match the color of the frame. And while supplies last, you can, oops, I put them in the wrong place. You can get an extra clip for $25, so that, because that's what I do. This is how this started. I went for a Sunday drive in my wife's car without my sunglasses, and I whined about it the whole trip. So I came up with an idea of magnetic polarized clip-ons. And again, while supplies last, for an extra $25, You can buy a second clip. I keep one in my wife's car so that way, click, I put it on my glasses. I'll show you mine in just a little bit, but that way you've got prescription sunglasses in every car for just $25. On to the price of the frame and lenses, which is $149 complete for the frame and clip-on. $149, and then you can get any add-ons you want. Transitions, anti-glare. I can do single vision lenses, which is what Kaitlyn wears. I can do a line style bifocal. I can do the invisible bifocal like I wear. Whatever you want. So this is the tracer, this is the blocker, this is what's known as the edger. It's going to edge your lenses down from this size to this side so it fits into the frame. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses at home. You will need this guy with the 2 thumbs and the bad jokes to do it for you. But I need to transfer the data from the tracer to here, so I'm going to hit that button. As you can see, this is job ID number 3283. 3283, or as I like to say, installment 3283 of my 330 million volume series of making a pair of glasses for everyone in America. So spoiler alert, stay tuned for episode number 330 million. Something wacky is going to happen. Actually, what's going to happen is I'm going to be tired. I'm going to need to sit down and have a snack. Maybe take a nap in a chair. You know, I'm really good at that, but you know, years of practice. Kids today, if you want to learn how to nap in a chair, you gotta practice. So, hey, let go of my shirt. So that is the number. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, which are different lens materials, I would select that, but we're going to stick with polycarbonate because it's my lens material of choice. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it's not going to be seen in this frame anyway. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens, but I am going to place one on the rear concave surface of the lens, and I'll explain why in just a moment. Even though it's not necessary, I'll always do it. Now the magnet's going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it chuck. Have I mentioned free bad jokes with the purchase of every pair of glasses? So place that in there. I'm going to hit the start button. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the right lens, and then the old carpenter saying, measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. Of which I will go out on a limb, Kaitlyn. In fact, I will go out on that limb onto a branch, onto a twig at the very end, and crawl out on the leaf and say you will have no edge thickness in this frame with your prescription. That's right. I found the courage to say that. You heard it here first. So, the light you see flickering in the background is water. That's there to catch the optical sawdust as it comes off the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, meaning that no water sprays onto the lens while they are cutting. Unlike plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex that do cut wet. Now, water will spray onto Kaitlyn's lenses, but at the very end, just to wash away the optical debris that you saw beginning to form on the edge of the lenses. But polycarbonate is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics-grade lens material. The same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel, from flying debris. It has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. Unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that have to be reapplied every couple of hours or so when you're in direct exposure to the sun. This is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. It also comes with a premium scratch coating. Excuse me. And that's that. So, the frames. Again, I got started. Last year, I essentially woke up and realized I'm just a cover band. I'm putting lenses in other people's songs. Ralph Lauren, Harley Davidson, BMW, Ray-Ban, Oakley, Cazal, more Ray-Bans, Versace, Silhouettes, and many more. You hear the term rock star optician used in my profession. I realized you'll never be a rock star if you're just a cover band. I'm just putting lenses in other people's songs, so I wanted to write my own songs. So So I came up with Christian eyewear. Again, you can get it with a black cross or a silver cross. Same for the tortoise, and same for the majestic purple, because Jesus was crucified. While walking through the streets, the Roman soldiers put a purple cloth around his neck. So I named this one Majestic Purple. Now, in a couple weeks, I will have this in a dogwood color. They just didn't have enough material to do a polarized clip-on with the dogwood, because I figured if you're going to walk up to the bell ringing, if you're doing a crucifix frame, I wanted a wood color, so I'll have that available. Now, this is the size 52. I'll have in this frame, the Christian eyewear, I'll have a coming out soon with a 55 and a 58 eye size. But the first batch, I wanted to test the quality of the manufacturing and the speed. So I only had the size 52 made. I literally put my life savings into this, a lot of it. And then once I got these and I realized the high quality, I went ahead and had the 55 and 58 eye sizes made. And if anyone wants these in a larger size, contact me, let me know. If you want these in other colors, I can do that. Essentially, I just took the pink ribbon and had an artist paint over here orange, and then put a shellac over there so it won't come off. Now this is recessed. When the pink ribbon, they had a laser come and hollow out the frame, so it's not like nail polish that is sitting on a surface that can chip off. This is recessed and hand painted into the recession, and then had the shellac put over it to hold it in place. So the reason why I put the safety bevel on the frame, and Kaitlyn, should you ever need to swap lenses out, I have the side I'm working on closest to me. I'm not trying to reach across the frame and do that. But if this lens did not fit first time around, I would have to take it down some more in millimeter increments. But I almost know from experience this frame is so easy to cut lenses for, that's why I designed it. But I'm going to tuck the lens in at the outside corners. Pushing down with my thumbs, it snaps right in. Now, one thing I did, why this looks so familiar, for years and years, I wore this frame. This is the Ray-Ban 2132 New Wayfarer. It is so comfortable and so durable. I was influenced by this frame, and I wanted to start with this one because, again, this is an online project. How would you know what this frame's going to look or feel like? So you can go into any store in any country, try on the Ray-Ban 2132 New Wayfarer, not the original Wayfarer, the New Wayfarer, in size 52, and you'll know exactly how it fits. Now, this is a sunglass frame. The one thing I did do is take the silver shield off the front. This holds the rivet in place. I took that off the front of this. Well, for one, I went to a trademark lawyer who charged me $350 an hour. Not just for the first hour, every hour after that. So I had my legal pad written out all my questions in advance, and I was asking them the questions really quickly. But they said you cannot trademark a shape. He said, how do we know that Ray-Ban didn't copy this from someone else and just make it famous? So, but I went ahead and made two modifications. I took the shield off the front. Ray-Ban has a 3-barrel hinge, meaning that on this temple, that's what this one has 2 barrels. The frame front has 1 barrel. So essentially the 2 on the temple, the 1 on the frame front, you put a screw in there, that's a 3-barrel hinge. I went with a 7-barrel. I wanted you to run over these things with a tank. So essentially there's 4 here, 3 on the frame front, and then you put the screw in there, and that just locks it into place. Extremely strong, extremely durable. But go into any store, try on the New Wayfarer size 52, and you'll know exactly how these fit. There is no magnet on this frame, so that's why this frame does not clip onto it. But you can see that that's the same shape. So that's why I copied that, because I put myself in your shoes. How would I know what this frame looks like for me to buy online? So stealing from one is plagiarism. Stealing from many is art. So that's what I did, and I'll shut up and keep working now. So the right lens is done. Let's flip this over to L. Place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, the Chuckarama, or tonight I'm calling it the Kaitlyn. Hit the green start button. Just like before, the door closes, the clamp shuts, the lens is going to go around and be traced by the 2 white styluses, making sure the lens is large enough to fit onto the left side of the frame. And you can see as it's tracing the shape of the left side. Ding! Turn the page. And again, measuring the thickness to know where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. Are you ready? Drum roll, Kaitlyn. Look at that. You got no edge thickness. None whatsoever. You heard it here first. So, I'm going to take this off. Pull the sticker away. Use my hand-approved drying method. Throw that back in there. Add to my sticker collection. I'm very proud of it. The first 11 months that I went into business myself, Kaitlyn's mom was in the optical world. She knew me when I still had a day job. My first 11 months of being in business, the last 2 years, and starting to design my own frames. First year, last 2 years. I say things are going pretty well for me now. So, I'm going to come back down here, spin the axis wheel to 007. Dun 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 dun. That's me wiggling. So I'm going to put it in over that black dot, which is not only your pupillary distance, but the optical center. Just like the crosshairs of a scope, I measure vertically and horizontally. So this is going to be directly in front of your pupil. Put it in, read the power. I am getting minus 175 in the red minus numbers, not the black positives. The red minus going away from 0, 1, and we're going to stop just shy of 2 at 175. That's because the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. It starts at 0 and goes up in quarter increments, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1. Let's go all the way. 1 1/4, 150, 175. So you're on the 7th rung of a ladder. You are nearsighted with your glasses off. You can see up close great. I'm having you look at my fingerprint. But as you move things away, they start to get blurrier. So in real life, everything you look at is much too large, so your lenses minify, hence the minus sign. A magnifier is a plus. It magnifies. Your lenses minify the minus to make the image the correct size. Now, once it's the correct size, you have half a diopter, 2 more additional steps of astigmatism correction. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike with the letters P and F. Think of it as the fine-tune knob. Everyone freaks out when they hear the word astigmatism. There is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. It's like saying someone has straight hair and someone else has curly hair. You don't freak out when you hear that. Unless they were bald yesterday, then okay, then you would freak out. So you have a minus 175 here. You have a half adopter that's even steeper here. And that's how we line those 2 curves up to make everything nice and crisp. And we line that up at the dun 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 007. So let's read the second power. And I'm at 2 1/4 going away from 2, going towards 3. I'm 1 tick mark past 2, stopping just shy of 250. Remember high school math where you add 2 like signs together? Yeah, don't worry, I've forgotten that too. Yes, let's use today's terms. Someone borrowed $1.75 from you, then they borrowed another 50 cents. They would owe you 2 1/4. That's where we're at, 2 1/4 in the red. Now, the first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number can be anywhere from 0 to 180. A straight line is 0 to 90 to 180. 270 at the bottom for those of you keeping score at home in Australia, underneath the equator. But so we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 7. Now, you would think 7 and 156 are very different, but they're not. 7 is here, 7 degrees away from the 180 meridian. 156 is, hang on, let me think about this. 64, yeah, 24 degrees away from the 180 meridian. So 7 and 24. You're 14 degrees of separation from you and Kevin Bacon's prescription. So you got that going for you. Hello, is this on? Is anyone paying attention to what I'm saying? All right, so I'm going to take the left lens out, dry it off. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Run my thumbnail around to get all the optical sawdust off of your lens. I have the side I'm working on closest to me. The reason why I put that safety bevel on there, I don't want, if this were too large, I don't want any rough edges coming in contact with the surface of your frame, possibly marring the finish. I want everything to be nice and perfect, except for the guy who's telling the jokes. Then it can be amateurish. So tuck it in, push down, it snaps right in. Take the block off, use my hand-approved drying method, step back for the 3-pointer. Oh, and he makes it in. Starting to be basketball season here on Tobacco Road. checkmate. Spin the axis wheel to 156. Put it in over that black dot. Read the power. And I am getting, look at this, I've got a smaller flashlight, I just can't find it. I'm getting minus 50, exactly halfway between 0 and 1. That's because you have half a diopter of far-sighted correction. You have a full diopter of astigmatism correction. So let's read the second curvature. And we're at minus 150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2. So that is cut perfectly. The last step of final inspection is to measure your pupillary distance. 32 plus 32.5 is 96. No, wait, 64.5. I mathed wrong again. The optical center of 21. I'm going to turn the card around, place the PD stick against my thumb. On your right lens, hold it up. We're getting 64.5, so that is cut perfectly. Now the optical center height, not to the bottom of the lens, but to the middle of the frame, because again, your lens goes halfway into your frame because of that V-shaped bevel. And so at the deepest point, we're getting 21 millimeters. 21 millimeters. Man, the kid is good. How does he do it? Well, I did stay at the Holiday Inn Express last night. So this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses, and I mentioned there's free shipping anywhere in the U.S. And my hometown is still in the U.S. But when you get these in the mail, Kaitlyn, there is a small chance these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get them in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. Now, when I say wobble, Kaitlyn, I'm part of that 80%. I have one ear that's higher than the other. So when I press down on mine, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. I can't remember if one of my ears is higher than the other or the other is lower than the other. Hello, is this on? I'm going to stop until you guys start laughing at my jokes. I'm going on strike. I'm not going any further till you guys laugh. So by the way, I am wearing the Philippians 4:13, which is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Black and silver to go with my black hair with the silver wisdom highlights coming in. Or I should say I've got silver hair with black highlights coming in. I think it's more one than the other now, but let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. Flip this over, press down, there is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. That neither temple is askew. Check the tension on each hinge. If one was tighter, I would loosen it. If one was looser, I would tighten it so they're matching. But yeah, as I was saying, I woke up one day and decided I wanted to start designing my own frames. I'll be doing more and more frames, more and more shapes as they come out. I'm a one-person optician who's literally funding all this from my back pocket, so I can only do so many at a time. But there will be more in the works. I'm not saying this is my life's calling, but I'm getting a lot of meaning from this. I will be doing smaller frames with a gold ribbon, which is pediatric cancer. And anyone who purchases one of these frames, I'll be donating a frame to the kids going through the Duke Pediatric Cancer Ward. Now, Duke University Hospital is in my town. I learned that chemo and radiation affect eyesight. You could have a child who's 20/20, but when they start chemo or radiation, their eyesight changes. I will never cure cancer. I take that back. I should never say never. There's a very strong possibility that I will not be involved with the cure of cancer in my lifetime. But I can still do my part, which is to make eyeglasses. So for anyone who buys one of these in any color, I will donate a pair to the Duke Pediatric Cancer Ward, because essentially it's one less thing for their parents to worry about while their children are fighting for their lives. I learned that people who move here to the hospital, very few of them are from this area. They're from other states or other countries. They have to leave their family and their jobs behind while they watch their child fight for their life. So this is what I can do in my part, is I'm going to have some smaller glasses with a gold ribbon for pediatric cancer. If there's a ribbon color that you want, email me at info@cancerribboneyewear.com or click the contact me page. Tell me what color ribbon you want. I'll make it happen. If you've tried on this Ray-Ban 2132 new Wayfarer in the 52 eye size and it's too small, you need a larger size like the 55, let me know. I'll get my wallet back out tell the manufacturer, oh, I know it's going to hurt, but make me some more in the in a larger size. I'll do that for you. Now, what else was I going to say? Yeah, so again, November is Complex Regional Pain Syndrome Awareness Month. Orange also happens to be the color for leukemia, which is what my father passed away from. I've got the purple for the pancreatic cancer ribbon, and of course the ones that I've had all along, the pink ribbon for breast cancer, because 7 of my wife's 8 aunts have gotten breast cancer, and she wanted to show support for them. Now again, I'll have the Christian ones with either a silver or a gold cross, and the black, tortoise, purple, and soon I will have a dogwood color. You can follow me on Facebook for these as christianeyewear.com, same as Instagram and Twitter. For this one is Cancer Ribbon Eyewear. And of course, Kaitlyn, there's your orange color right there, right below the pink ribbon, for doubles for leukemia as well as your complex regional pain syndrome. Now again, if you wanted these as sunglasses, I've gotten people who are very, very light sensitive. They've gotten these as sunglasses, and on the days where it's still so bright, the sunglasses aren't dark enough, clip on the second layer of polarized prescription to be extra dark for the win. So you can do that. Every frame comes with a polarized magnetic clip-on. Now you have to have a magnet already embedded into the frame, and you can actually see it on one of these, the little piece of metal magnet that's in there that's married to the other magnet there, and that's what holds it in place. Again, while supplies last, you can get an extra clip for $25 in case you have a second vehicle, a second home, a boat, whatever it is you want to keep it in. You can do that now. Single vision lenses like Kaitlyn is getting is $149 complete for the frame, the prescription lenses, the clip-on, the hard shell case, the cleaning cloth. Kaitlyn upgraded to anti-glare, my house anti-glare, for $44. But I can do transitions. I can do the Zeiss Photo Fusion. Now I've been an Essilor man for years and years. I'm switching everyone over to Zeiss because Zeiss has partnered with the American Cancer Society, and I just thought that was really cool. So I'm putting on this website for Cancer Ribbon Eyewear, I just have the Zeiss listed since they have partnered with the American Cancer Society. But I can do Shamir, I can do Hoya, I can do Essilor, whatever lens you want. I'm an independent optician. I can do any power prescription. There is no cutoff. I can do any lens that you want, any style. I can do, sunglasses. I can do mirrored sunglasses if you'd rather have these with a satin silver, a high luster silver, satin gold, high polish gold, minimal blue, strong blue, green, red, whatever you want. I can make it happen for you. So do me a favor, go to my Facebook page or Instagram or Twitter. You can follow me at Cancer Ribbon Eyewear. If you have any questions, again, go to the contact me page, or if you just like to type, you can type in info@cancerribboneyewear.com. I send out a selfie request in every package. I would love to have your selfie on my website, Kaitlyn. I also send out cleaning instructions, not only for your frame and your lenses so they will last you for years, but for your cleaning cloth and for your case, so it too will last you for years. No other seller does that on the internet. Eventually I'll have every one of these colors represented on the frames, but I just started with pink to honor my wife. By the way, this website is dedicated to my mother who gave me life and to my wife who filled it with meaning. Without those two women in my life, I would not be where I'm at today. And I'm grateful that I still have both in my life. If you have someone in your life, that love them and hug on them and tell them how special you are while you still can, because there will come a day where you can't. And I know that for my 85-year-old mother, it was tough not doing a Thanksgiving with her, but she understands. And we live to raise your water glass high in the hopes that we can do it next year when this pandemic is over. But Kaitlyn, in my hometown, thank you so much for the purchase of your orange ribbon, model number Pray for the Cure, in the 52 eye size with the polarized clip-on. Again, this doubles as the leukemia ribbon as well as the complex regional pain syndrome, which she is a warrior and battles every day. Thanks for watching, and now hopefully everyone else has gotten a chance to see how I bring that loving feeling back to glasses. Thank you.